In 2025, during his second term, President Donald Trump's administration has pursued assertive immigration policies to restructure the U.S. immigration system, prioritizing national security, border order, and opportunities for law-abiding immigrants. A standout move is the plan to adjust the legal status of over 532,000 immigrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, previously admitted under the humanitarian CHNV, Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, Venezuela program during President Joe Biden's administration. Rather than solely focusing on revoking legal status, the Trump administration is working to build a more transparent and sustainable immigration system, benefiting both immigrants and the U.S. economy. Subscribe to the channel for the latest updates. The CHNV program, launched in 2022, was a humanitarian initiative to reduce illegal immigration across the U.S. southern border. It allowed citizens from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela to enter legally if they had a U.S.-based financial sponsor, passed security checks, and met specific requirements. Approved individuals received parole status, permitting them to stay and work in the U.S. for 2 years. According to the Department of Homeland Security, by December 2024, over 532,000 immigrants entered through this program, significantly contributing to the workforce in states like Florida, Texas, and California. The CHNV program proved valuable in reducing illegal border crossings while offering thousands a chance to build stable lives in the U.S. However, the Trump administration recognizes that the system needs improvements to ensure transparency, fairness, and alignment with national interests. Instead of terminating the program outright, the administration is seeking to refine it, creating a clearer immigration pathway that supports sustainable integration into American society. In March 2025, the Trump administration announced plans to review the legal status of over 532,000 CHNV immigrants. Rather than focusing on deportation, DHS, led by Secretary Kristi Noem, pledged to establish a transparent individual evaluation process, allowing those meeting stringent criteria to remain and contribute to the U.S. This announcement was communicated via the CBP Home app, a modernized version of CBP One, enabling immigrants to easily update information and comply with new requirements. The Trump administration emphasizes that its policy aims to restore order at the border and ensure an efficiently managed immigration system. DHS is collaborating with federal agencies to enhance security screenings, ensuring that those permitted to stay pose no risk to communities. Additionally, the administration is exploring financial aid and vocational training programs for immigrants to better integrate them into the U.S. labor market, particularly in high-demand sectors like construction, agriculture, and services. A highlight of the new policy is the Trump administration's commitment to work with states to ease pressure on local infrastructure. In Florida, which hosts about 80% of CHNV immigrants, DHS has launched community support programs, including funding for schools and health centers to meet the needs of new residents. These efforts benefit both immigrants and local communities, fostering cohesion and economic growth. The Trump administration's legal status adjustment policy has faced some legal challenges, but these are opening opportunities to refine the immigration system. On April 15, 2025, federal judge Indira Talwani issued a temporary order requiring DHS to evaluate each CHNV immigrant's case individually before altering their legal status. The Trump administration welcomed this ruling, viewing it as a chance to build a fairer and more transparent immigration process. Rather than clashing with legal rulings, DHS is working with the Department of Justice to ensure changes comply with the Administrative Procedure Act. This reflects the administration's commitment to upholding the law and protecting immigrants' rights. Organizations like the Haitian Bridge Alliance and Al Otro Lado have expressed optimism that collaboration between the administration and courts will lead to humanitarian solutions, enabling immigrants to continue contributing to American society. Adjusting the legal status of over 532,000 immigrants offers numerous opportunities for the U.S. economy and society. CHNV immigrants have proven vital to the workforce, particularly in essential industries. According to the Center for Immigration Studies, they have contributed billions of dollars to the economy through labor, consumption, and taxes. The Trump administration is capitalizing on this potential by encouraging businesses to partner with immigrants and creating tailored training and job programs. Socially, the Trump administration's new policy is promoting community cohesion. Integration programs, such as English classes and legal assistance, are being rolled out to help immigrants adapt quickly. In cities like Miami and Chicago, community organizations have noted increased cultural exchange activities, strengthening diversity and unity. The Trump administration is also seeking to collaborate with countries like Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela to ensure immigration policies do not destabilize the region. During discussions in April 2025, President Trump highlighted the importance of shared responsibility among nations, proposing economic aid programs to improve living conditions in these countries, thereby reducing migration pressures on the U.S. Instead of focusing solely on deportations, the Trump administration is exploring innovative solutions, such as repurposing facilities like Guantanamo Bay to temporarily support immigration processing. These efforts demonstrate the U.S.'s commitment to maintaining international humanitarian standards while securing its borders. The Trump administration's immigration policy, centered on adjusting the legal status of over 532,000 CHNV immigrants, is a bold step toward a transparent, fair, and sustainable immigration system. By focusing on security screenings, integration support, and international cooperation, the administration is creating opportunities for immigrants to contribute to U.S. prosperity. Despite legal challenges, the Trump administration is demonstrating flexibility and commitment to building a brighter future for both immigrants and American communities. As of May 2025, these efforts are laying the foundation for a modern immigration system that meets the needs of a diverse and dynamic nation. With collaboration between the administration, courts, and community organizations, the United States can continue to be a beacon of opportunity and justice for those seeking a better life. This article has utilized reliable sources and perspectives from social media to provide a comprehensive view. For a deeper understanding, readers can refer to statements from DHS, CBP, or reports from Reuters, The Guardian, and WOLA.
The United States is witnessing the launch of a sweeping deportation campaign under President Donald Trump's second term, igniting a firestorm of legal, political, and humanitarian debates. The White House has kicked off what it calls the largest deportation operation in American history, targeting millions of undocumented immigrants. This move, however, comes amid accusations that the administration is openly defying federal court orders, setting the stage for a potential constitutional showdown. With flights already in the air and detention centers overflowing, the nation grapples with the fallout of a policy that's as bold as it is divisive. The numbers are staggering. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement deported 37,660 people in Trump's first month back in office, per Reuters, a figure dwarfed by the 57,000 monthly average under Biden's last year. Yet, the pace is accelerating. By mid-March, ICE detention centers hit 117% capacity, holding 45,000 migrants, according to CBS News. Flights have whisked deportees to El Salvador, India, and Guantanamo Bay, with photos of handcuffed migrants boarding military planes splashed across White House press releases. On March 26, USA Today reported continued flights to Central America, despite a federal judge's order for due process hearings. Trump's team isn't slowing down. Border czar Tom Homan told ABC News on March 23 that the administration would respect court rulings but keep targeting public safety threats. Posts on X echo this sentiment, with users noting, "Deportations are rolling, courts or not." The White House claims it's fulfilling a campaign promise to remove millions, starting with criminals. Yet, the net is widening, snaring legal residents and long-term undocumented families alike, raising questions about who's really in the crosshairs. The clash with the judiciary is heating up. On March 15th, Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, a wartime law to deport over 200 Venezuelans to El Salvador, alleging ties to the Tren de Aragua gang. Federal Judge James Boasberg blocked this move, ordering flights turned back mid-air. They landed anyway. The Guardian reported on March 25th that the Justice Department invoked state secrets privilege, refusing to disclose details, arguing Trump's absolute authority over national security, Trump's judicial oversight. Boasberg called this woefully insufficient, per Reuters, hinting at contempt charges. Chief Justice John Roberts rebuked Trump's call to impeach Boasberg, per USA Today, while a March 26th appeals court upheld the pause on Venezuelan deportations. The White House insists it's complying, claiming flights took off before written orders were issued. Legal experts aren't buying it. NPR quoted the Brennan Center's Catherine Ebright, calling it a flagrantly illegal power grab. On X, some cheer the defiance, with posts like, "Courts can't stop Trump's mandate." Others warn of a constitutional crisis, noting no president has openly defied courts in 250 years, per The Guardian. The targets are diverse. Venezuelans dominate early headlines, with 238 men sent to El Salvador's mega prison on March 16th, per Al Jazeera. Families spotted them in a viral video, shaven-headed and shackled. India saw over 100 deportees land on February 5th, per Reuters, some cuffed for the 20-hour flight. Guantanamo Bay now hosts tent cities for detainees, a February 21st Navy photo showed. The New York Times notes third countries like Costa Rica and Panama are accepting Central Asians and Africans, a new twist in Trump's strategy. Not all are criminals. The Washington Post reported cases like Rasha Alawieh, a kidney specialist, deported despite a valid visa and court order. Civil rights groups say innocent people are swept up, with tattoos misread as gang signs. A post-Ipsos poll found 84% of Americans, including 79% of Republicans, want Trump to follow court orders, yet 60% oppose deporting long-term residents or parents of U.S. citizens. This gap fuels public tension as the policy barrels forward. The operation's scale is straining resources. ICE's 47,600 detention slots are maxed out, per Politico, forcing deals with the Pentagon and prisons for more beds. Immigration courts, already backlogged, face a growing mess as judges resign, per the New York Times. Homans requested $175 billion from Congress for border security, but funding lags. Flights aren't cheap either. Military jets burn cash compared to Biden-era commercial deportations. Globally, it's a mixed bag. El Salvador's President Bukele welcomes deportees, locking them in his terrorism confinement center, per Reuters. Venezuela resists, forcing detours to third countries. Canada's seeing a spike in migrants fleeing north, intercepted in Alberta snow, per the New York Times. Mexico, under tariff pressure, has slashed northward flows, leaving its border cities eerily quiet, per Axios. For migrants, it's a nightmare. Margalis Rodriguez, a Venezuelan mother, told AP News she's stuck in Tijuana, her CBP-1 slot canceled, living in a tent. Others, like Caterine Rodriguez, trek back through Panama's Darien Gap, risking death to escape limbo, per the Washington Post. Deportees in El Salvador face severe overcrowding, inadequate food, per The Guardian, a fate some call worse than staying. X posts highlight despair. with one user writing, "They're deporting faster than people can run." Resistance is growing. Academic groups sued over student deportations tied to Gaza protests, per The Guardian, while protests hit Rhode Island on March 17th, per Al Jazeera. Yet, Trump's base cheers. A White House spokesperson told The Washington Post, "The American people elected Trump to deport criminal illegals, brushing off critics." Deportations may hit 300,000 in 2025, per The Washington Post, still shy of Trump's millions pledge. Courts could escalate, with Boasberg's Friday hearing looming, per Forbes. If contempt sticks, officials face fines or jail, though Trump's immunity complicates enforcement, per Politico. The Supreme Court looms as the White House appeals, betting on a friendly ruling. The narrative's split. Supporters see a border secured. Critics see a rule of law trashed. X reflects this divide, with posts ranging from "Trump's keeping us safe" to "This is tyranny." The operation's just begun, but its defiance of courts signals a presidency unbound, for better or worse. For now, planes keep flying and migrants keep running, caught in a policy as relentless as it is contested. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the latest developments at the U.S. border.
porque no me dio bien su apellido. Ahí.
We got the manifest. Now we can start with
Discover.